Hey everyone. Okay, I think we're up to episode 13 now. Okay, so of the Empowerment Hour, I should say that. I'm Kendra Duquette, host for today. Okay, so we wanted to talk about why our program is so different than any other coaching program out there. So most coaching programs really are just very general. You know, they give you knowledge because they expect you to come up with your own system. I think in the last podcast I was talking about systems. So, when you graduate, so they're giving you knowledge, good knowledge, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's a good thing. But the thing is, a lot of times they always focus on nutrition, whatever they believe as far as nutrition. Usually, exercise is thrown in there. Some of the programs talk about mindset, because that's important. But the one piece that is always missing, almost always missing, is the environmental piece. Okay, we focus on all four of those areas equally, so they're all important. They're all contributing, but the environmental piece is so huge. There's no way to ignore that piece, and that's almost the biggest piece of all. So we've talked about in previous episodes, talked about how it's the external environment, what is going on around us, and then your immediate environment, which is where you have control, which would be like your home and your office and your car and stressors in your life, that type of thing, your job, your career, I should say. And then, whatever's going on with this, if it's not balanced, then it's going to cause dysfunction internally. So that's your internal environment. So you have to address that. So that's one way that our program is different. We do address the internal environment, the dysfunction, to fix that and balance that. But that's another way, where a lot of other coaching programs just focus, or practitioners too, people that are practicing, even doctors, they can be holistic doctors, functional doctors, whatever. They fix the internal environments. They may be working on leaky gut, dysbiosis, things like that. But you have to address that external environment and fix that as well. Everything you have control over in order to maintain that internal balance. Okay. Otherwise, it's going to go back to being out of balance. Even other healing modalities like energy work or chiropractic or massage, Reiki, whatever it is, they're all great and they're amazing, but they're complement to what we do because, again, if you do not address, fix that internal environment and then address that external environment, those modalities are not going to maintain either. Your body, you do the energy work, it's great, you feel better, it's all in alignment, but it's going to be pulled back out unless you address those areas. Does that make sense? So we do that. That's one way that we're different. The environmental piece is really big. Another way that we're different is the systems that we've talked about. We actually have systems in place that you take with you, and that's what you're going to use and put into place with your clients that you work with. We also have our community. It's kind of like a Facebook group, but it's a different platform. We use Kajabi, but it's a community that we post in all the time. So your clients will become members of that. And you as well, when you're a preventive health practitioner, you can post in there too and help with the content. But they're in there and they're constantly getting support that way. They're constantly getting new information. There's always new information. We're always learning. I just learned something new yesterday, and I've been doing this for the last 15 plus years. I learned something new that happened back in 2006. I had no idea. So that we're constantly updating. So your clients are in there, and they're in there for life. Once you work with them, they do have a lifetime membership with Take Your Health Back Now. So that's a huge value to your clients that you can add. We have our business systems in place. We help you get clear on your ideal client. We help you overcome limiting beliefs. We help you get used to doing videos because that's a big one. Facebook ads, your marketing. We have systems in place to, things that you don't think about. Like once you get a client, how are they going to set up an appointment with you? Once they set up an appointment with you, then what? They're going to set up a call, but then what are you going to say to them? You know, you have to come up with a form for them to fill out, an intake form, you know, a physical intake form. You know, all these things that you don't think about, but we have done all of that. All of that is in place for you. So we teach you how to do all of that, as well as all of the background information on what we do, why we do it. So there's also a ton of information that way. What else? You also have access to testing. You can order tests if you want through the doctor. The way we have it set up, if your client that you're working with actually wants testing, or if you feel like they should have testing, then we would order it through the doctor. He would report to you, so that you really understand what's going on with them, you know, what the tests mean, what's going on, and then you can report back to your client. You know, people are so ingrained in the conventional medicine model that they have that testing mentality. They think they have to have testing all the time. And we do testing in our office, and really that's the reason, because people want tests. You know, people like tangible results. They like to see the data on themselves. But you don't actually really need the test. So the way that we actually have it set up, ideally, when you would work with someone, is that they go through the program. They work with you for, you know, 3 months, for 90 days, go through the whole foundational program. And then at that point, if they feel like that they still need, you know, you feel like they need some testing, maybe the food allergy testing, the autoimmune response food allergy testing, something like that, maybe the wheat test. At that point, then we would recommend testing, but they really don't need it in the beginning. Our foundational program is based on test results we've seen in our clinic for, you know, the past 15 years. You know, 100% of the people that we work with have leaky gut. 100% of them have dysbiosis, which is an imbalance of, you know, the bad bacteria, infections going on, that type of thing. They may not all have the same infections, but everybody's got something, you know, some of those going on. So the foundational program is based on what we see time and time and time again, with people that have already had the testing. So it's not a shot in the dark, okay? Everything that we do is very purposeful. I say that all the time, but it is. There's nothing that is not. Everything is based on clinical results. What else is different about our program? Oh, we have, because my story, if you've heard it in one of the other podcasts, you know, that I had that stint for several years where I had the do-it-yourself dog wash in the health food store for dogs and cats. We have a whole program on pets. So pet health. So actually pet health, everything that's causing these chronic conditions with dogs and cats, it's the same thing. It's the same thing that is causing the same problems with people. These are all problems that pets should not be experiencing. It's the same thing. It's diet, it's lifestyle, it's, you know, it's the environment. And so we teach you how to address that as well. Really, people that are going through our foundational program, they're already addressing all of that, you know, by addressing them in their own home. But the diet piece is really a big one for the pets. So you learn all about that. So some people would actually like to only work with pets, with animals, which is great. All veterinarians need somebody like a preventive health practitioner working with them. Veterinarians are the same as conventional medicine. They're literally taught by the pharmaceutical companies. Pharmaceutical companies and the big, you know, dog food brands like Science Diet, that type of thing. So they really don't know anything about what a true, you know, species appropriate diet should be, or any of these environmental factors or anything else. So that's a big piece that you're not going to learn anywhere else. What else? Also, you get to be on our team, our empowerment team. So we're truly growing a team. Like, our mission is to really help people, help everyone, as many people as we can, to learn how to control their own health. You know, conventional medicine should be for, if you're in an accident, you have a car accident, they're great. They're going to save your life. You have a heart attack, great. They're going to save your life. You break your arm, fabulous. They're going to, you know, set your arm and put it in a cast. But all of these chronic conditions, first of all, you shouldn't get them in the first place. But if you are experiencing them, you know, you should be able to turn it around yourself and then prevent it from ever happening again. So, what else? Oh, we have a really great supplement company that we work with, Premier Research Labs. Um, Supplements are something that you have to be really careful about. Even really, you know, high quality, you would say, supplements, nutraceuticals, that type of thing. So many of them have the synthetic biology in them, synthetic chemicals, you know. You don't know where any of these products are coming from. Supplements are a big problem, actually, but the company we use, we are really happy with. They extract only from plants, real plants, and they're very cognizant of the energy of the plants, which I really like. So anyway, you have access to that, so your patients can, your clients can order through us, through that company. So these are benefits that you wouldn't have on your own going through a different program. The testing and the supplements. What else? Yeah, so our team, well, that's another thing. Okay, so we do our certification in-house. Most programs, all other programs that I know of, it's virtual, like ours is also virtual, but then you know, take your test at the end and you become certified, and then you're in, a lot of them, you're actually in a group, but like a Facebook group. But we actually do our certification here at the center. It's a 3-day event, so you get to work with us one-on-one for 3 days. We keep a small group. We always have a lot of fun, but it's pretty intense. Like, we work all day long. But, you know, you really, that way you really learn your stuff. So any questions you have, you can ask us. We go all the way through and review the whole program while you're here. We also make sure that, you know, you have your story. You know, this is something that we work on as we go through. You want to have a compelling story so that people go, oh, that resonates with me. I want to work with that person. So we make sure you have that in place. We make sure your website is set up. That's something else you get with our program, is you get an actual website, so you don't have to spend money and time trying to come up with a website. You actually get a template. So we make sure all of that is set up for you. Make sure that you have everything in place, you know, go over all of that. Review for the test. You do take your certification test here. We grade it while you're here, and then if you have to retake it, you can, you know, retake it while you're here. We have you do a video. We're all set up to do videos here that you can put on your website. So there's a lot of one-on-one interaction that you don't get with other programs as well. But I guess I can't think of anything else right now, but we're just completely different than any other program out there, and we're really proud of it. And again, I think our number one favorite part, I guess you could say, we love our whole program, but just the fact that it is proven. So that's one of the biggest values, I think, towards you or for you, is that it is a proven system that we actually use with our own patients, and it works. The only time it has never worked is if, you know, someone doesn't do it. That's it. If they don't do all the steps, if they have a mindset where they're complaining, they don't want to do it, then it's not going to work for them. But otherwise, every single person, no matter what is wrong with them, if they do it step by step, they will get better. That's it. So hopefully this helped. I just kind of wanted to put it out there why our program is so different. As always, if you have any questions, if you're still on the fence about if you want to sign up, you know, reach out, set up a call with us. For those of you going through the program, I'm glad that you're reviewing all of this. That's awesome. So anyway, as always, if you have questions, get a hold of us. But hope this helped. Bye.